right, welcome into your week 9 preview and picks. We are already halfway through the season. We are joined by your commissioner, the Dad Shaw. How are you today, sir?
Doing well, riding high. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm not riding quite as high. So let's go ahead and jump into that recap of ours of week 8. You had White Devil Billy going up against old Butthurt Billy, taking him down 162 to 137. White Devil Billy moves to 5-3. Butthurt goes down to 4-4. Christy taking it down to Lisa. That was a super surprise of the week, 159 to 79, moving Christy to 2-6 and Lisa to a middling 4-4 with half of the league. Then you got old JLK taking down Lumen. It's a tough one. Kirk Cousins went down. Justin Jefferson went down a couple weeks ago. Sorry, buddy. JLK moves to 6-2. Lumen is at 3-5. CD's Nuts was on the show last week, making all kinds of promises and predictions. Moves to 3-4 with 177 points. Didn't see that coming. Over McCorm Storm at 106. Sorry, Mikey. And then you got bye week Josh coming out of nowhere, scoring 170 points. I don't know where that came from. Moves to 4-3 over Peter at 132 points. Tyreek Hill did not go off, but he still scored 132 points. And then the letdown for myself of the week, losing to my counterpart here, our beloved commissioner. I hate your face. 178 to 149. And as we stated off camera, I had a couple of wide receivers hit 30 points, and I still lost with 149 points, moving me to 4-4, and the old commish in second for now at 6-2. So you and JLK tied at 6-2. I don't have it pulled up. Wait a minute. Yes, I do. Let's see how close that is. He has scored 1,232 points, and you have scored 1,144. And here's a fun fact about that. The people he has played has scored 860. People that's played you has scored 1,114. Yeah, flex a little bit more. That's pretty strong. So week 8's over. We're into week 9. Any fun factoids or things you would like to add about the recap?
No, you touched on it, and Justin did too, to give him credit. But 4 teams in the 170s this week. Lowest winning points was, I think, 159. So you had to put it on this week to get the W. Congrats to those who did. Sorry to the sad losers who did not. But I know it was a crazy week. I don't think we're going to have some of those 30, 40 points dropping every week like we did. I think Josh got 39 out of D-Hop, 41 out of Allen. Connor got 40 out of CD. Those teams that surprised. What'd Christy do? How'd she score all those points? You remember? She didn't have a solid team effort. She had to have somebody.
Howell put up 50 points against Philly.
Ooh, 47 for all slamming Sammy.
Yeah, big old balls Christy put in Sammy against Philadelphia Eagles defense. Way to go, Christy.
Yeah, again, one of the best managers we've ever seen, man. Present company included.
You said congratulations in there. I want to piggyback on that. Congratulations again, Christy. Did not think you were going to win that. I don't think any of us on last week's show picked you. Hey, fantasy football is a lot of luck. Good for you. CD's Nuts. You ain't gonna do that again, player. I know that's 2 weeks that you scored a whole lot of points. But congratulations, Josh. Enjoy it, buddy. I don't think Levis is going to be the answer, but kudos D-Hop. All right.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. Will Levis taking over in Tennessee? Actually, remember D-Hop plays for him. I think D-Hop's got a toe injury this week, but
yeah,
you never know. Could be returning to form.
Hey, it could be great. It really could.
One quick note on CD's Nuts, and I'm not sure if you caught this. but end of the game, he has me by, I think it was like by 0.4 points, 0.45, something like that. Gibbs breaks off a few little yards. I take the lead by like 0.15. Goff running out the clock, needs to throw the pass, completes a 3-yard pass for that 0.15. Okay. So now we're dead nuts. 178.0, 178.0. Under 2 minutes, no timeouts. Goff kneels down, 177.9. So just that close, buddy.
Just that close to being on the show again.
Do you miss him? I miss him. I wish he was here. Hunter.
Who?
Hunter.
Yeah, it was fun having Hunter on last week. Hopefully there'll be another time. We shall see. We shall see. Miss you, buddy. But it's just us this week. All right, so let's jump into this week's Pick'ems. All right.
I will go better Mahomes and Garden versus the original bye week. Going through Josh's squad, looks like Mageddon's hitting him pretty hard, but that's what you get for having 3 players from the 49ers on your team and 2 from the Broncos. But Josh Allen carried him last week along with D-Hop. We talk about that's probably not going to happen again, getting 80 points from that pair. Couple of Thursday night receivers. That could be a sneaky high-scoring game. I like Will Levis. Obviously, the one-game sample size looks good. Looks like he likes D-Hop. D-Hop does got a little injury. Brian Robinson, New England. Royce Freeman. There's a blast from the past. Remember when Lumen took him in the 2nd round? That was fun. He was so happy with that pick. Turd Ferguson doing the old tight end in the flex position. It was a thank you to Billy if he pulls that off. Yeah, not a lot there. Projected 99. Dallas defense at Philly. That should be a good one. Flip the coin. Patrick Mahomes, Cooper Kupp, Drake London, K9, Kelsey, Watson. We thought Lisa's team was going to do good last week, and they laid a big old egg, but I think Mahomes was a little sick, under the weather. We'll see if he feels better. He is in London this week, so he probably should be showing out. Or, Germany. I think he's in Germany. Lisa doesn't have an RB2. I don't think she needs one. I think Lisa wins.
Yeah, I'm actually going to take Josh out to lunch next week. Maybe Taco Bell. I don't know, pick up some kind of Mexican or something. But as far as the matchup, I'm going to take Lisa. I do expect Josh Allen to have a great game. They're playing Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati is getting their stuff together. Burrow's getting healthy. Still don't know what's going on with Higgins. But I do expect Allen to have a good game. D-Hop could do well again. Pittsburgh, I think they're like one of the 10th lowest. What are they, 10th, 11th as far as wide receivers? Like Pickens, there's just not a whole lot of strength in the rest of his team. Lisa should bounce back. And speaking of Lisa's team, Pat Mahomes going against Miami, probably going to have a lot of scoring there. Cooper Kupp remains to be seen. I don't know. But Drake London. Okay. So told you either a week or 2 ago that it wasn't about the guy's talent. Finally, the coach now realizes that we might need to make a change. So I don't know if it was announced or what, but hey, could London start doing something? Possibly. The whole team could probably start doing something. Is Heineke the starter now?
He is this week, yes.
He is this week. So yeah. I don't think Heineke's a world beater, but probably gonna be better than Ritter. She's got McLaughlin in. I mean, she could probably put anybody in, and she'd be fine. She can throw me in her lineup and probably be okay. Yeah, I don't think Buffalo's going to do very good against Cincinnati, but we'll see. I don't think she's really going to need it. So yeah, I got Lisa in this one as well. On to our next pick. We're going to do old Mikey McCorm Storm against your mama, Peter. So starting off with Mike, this is 109 to 102 projected score. Mikey is a serious underdog. Lamar Jackson could have a pretty decent game against Seattle. Adam Thielen has been something else this year. Surprised the crap out of you and me too, obviously. Devontae Adams, remains to be seen what's going on there. The guy is still talented, but again, just like a Drake London issue, it's a quarterback problem. Bijan, is he going to wake up with a headache? Migraine? Is he going to have the poops? I don't know. And I don't think I really need to expand on what I think about Najee Harris. I think everyone knows exactly how I feel. Taysom Hill, I mean, that dude's had the last 3 weeks, he's been something else. Exactly what everybody wanted him to be last year. But every time you put in Taysom Hill last year, he put up a big old nothing burger, 2 or 3 points, and then you sit him on your bench or drop him and he puts up 30.
Yep.
Lockett's questionable. He'll be good. Yeah, there's not really a whole lot there. You got Jalen Hurts, Puka Nacua, Tyreek Hill. Joe Mixon's going to have a good game. Dallas Goedert. That's not even all of Pete's team, and I think that's going to be enough. I'm taking Pete in this one.
Yeah, I mean, I've been sentimentally picking Mike the last few weeks, just hoping that the luck changes and he turns a corner. I mean, Lamar Jackson can carry a team. Devontae Adams, he's got to show up. I mean, maybe the coaching shakeup does it. I don't think watching the Raiders game against the Lions, I mean, he was streaking. He was open. Quarterback couldn't hit him. So there's a couple big gainers to be had there. So, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it is quarterback. But, again, studs that can put up numbers. Bijan, I agree. Lockett, solid. But, yeah, Pete's just got too much. Puka might be a little down. I think he's injured. I think Staff is injured.
Yep.
Looks like Mixon's got a little questionable tag too, but I don't think it's going to be anything. I think you mentioned it earlier. Cincinnati's having a little coming out now. Mixon looked good. Burrow looked good. Chase looked good. I'll give you some props for your boy finally coming around. 10 for 100.
And a tutty.
Yeah, and a tutty. Yeah, I think projections are pretty spot on. I think Pete will exceed. I think Mike will too, but it won't be enough. Pete wins.
Yeah, the secret, Devontae, in case you watch this, I know you're an avid watcher of our channel, but the secret is give Chase a call. You got to announce to the world and to your quarterback, I'm always open. If you don't tell him,
that's not
nobody's going to know. You got to tell him, I'm always open. All right, so our next matchup, White Devil himself versus old JLK. Now this one, 117 to 129 is the projection. Now, I am ready for Justin to get his third loss.
Hey, yo,
ready for
now
it.
We're talking.
Ready for it. But it ain't going to be this week. Joe Burrow, we already talked about it. I said it. Cincinnati's coming out. Stephon Diggs in the same exact game on the other side of the ball. A.J. Brown, Lord in heaven, son. A.J. Brown's been doing that thing. I don't think Mostert's going to absolutely shatter Kansas City. I think we'll have a decent game. Breece Hall should be great. We saw what Kincaid did last week. I don't think he'll do what he did last week, but I think he'll be perfectly fine. Mike Evans has been great. I don't like Mike Evans' rest of season as far as I don't like his matchups, but I think he's still going to be a great. I mean, I'd love to have Mike Evans as my flex.
I was going to say it's a good flex. Yep.
Yeah, as your wide receiver 3, can't go wrong. Cleveland and Arizona, Cleveland just got lucky that Dobbs got traded. That's all I'm going to say. That trade doesn't happen. Do you play Cleveland defense? I mean, really? Butker's going to get 20 points as a kicker. And just real quick, White Devil Billy, Dak Prescott, I'm not a believer yet. He looked good, but he's had flashes before. DJ Moore, I don't think is going to be successful. Fields isn't going to be back this week. T. Higgins, is he even healthy? I mean, he's not on the injury report, but like, what's going on? I mean, Chase is getting all of it. Austin Eckler having some trouble rushing, but had quite a few receptions last week. Could have a good game. Derrick Henry, I thought he was going to be traded. He was not. Gerald Everett, I think he'll be fine. I don't think he's going to do anything great. Jonathan Taylor, he's coming along very good, very fine. And then Pittsburgh defense against Tennessee. Watch out for that. Will Levis. Who knows what happens there? Taking JLK.
JLK. Good pick. Not so fast. I'm going to go with the devil here. Analysis spot on, top to bottom. I know Justin's got a lot of skin in that Sunday night game, going with his quarterback and 2 pass catchers. Looking at the weather, though, it's going to be sub 40 with rain and wind. So enjoy that. A.J. Brown, setting NFL records, 125-yard plus and 4 or 5 straight. Hasn't reached that 40-point barrier like I said he wouldn't. But he got me scared every week the last few weeks, getting 37, 38. But yeah, I just feel like you said, I think the devil has this tendency to rise up and get you when you're least expecting it.
Mm-hmm.
I do think Dak and the Cowboys have figured something out on the bye. Philly is a different animal. Philly made Miami look pretty bad. DJ Moore will get his against New Orleans. I think Bajent's coming into his own. I actually watched that San Francisco game. Higgins looks good. I think he's all right. I forget how linky that guy is. I think he's going to be a factor. But yeah, I'm not worried about anybody on White Devil's team except for his tight end, but he's got to fill a bye spot. So White Devil all the way.
Higgins just isn't getting the targets that I would expect him to get. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm loving him throwing it to Chase. It just seems like something else is off there. I don't know. In Dallas, if you want to win, if you want to keep Philadelphia out of 4th and 1 or off the 1 yard line, you might be okay.
It's true. Do you hear their coach say every time he gets a first down, it's 1st and 9 in his eyes?
No, I didn't hear that. I like it.
We get the 4th and 1. I know we're getting it.
Nice.
All right. I think that one was mine and you took it, but that was good though. You did a good job.
No, I didn't. Daggum sure did. I have 2 small pieces of paper.
No worries. I will do. Who will I do?
Christine
I will do the legend versus the top, or as I've come to affectionately call him, by week 2. Your previous week, couple weeks, have been chronicled in detail. Again, sorry for not being the friend and commissioner you expected of me last week, but I'll take it. No, I can't stop smiling. Projections way off. Looks like Waller is projected to be out, still in the lineup. Starting the old Will Levis, as we talk about, downs for 40 at least coming up here. Osborne, Swift, and Jones got some running backs. Damian, I can't do it, man. You ain't got enough. Hopefully you keep it close. Hopefully you give the champ a scare, but even starting, who are you starting at running back?
DeMercado and Henderson.
What's DeMercado's first name?
Amari.
Emilio! Henderson, I was afraid of Henderson last week. I thought you should have started him. Gave you a couple points, but not enough. I like old Trey against Cleveland. Allen has a bounce back game. Chase has arrived. Waddle has arrived. I think you got a champ.
In regards to last week, I didn't play Henderson because I didn't feel like he was a home run play. Last week wasn't a floor play players game. I needed everything I could possibly get. I didn't think Henderson was a smash. And DeMercado and Roschon, I was hoping for a lot more from Roschon, but Chicago is absolutely doo-doo without Justin Fields. But anyway, to this matchup, yeah, I like Herbert and Allen. I don't think Sauce Gardner is going to be on Allen. Jamar Chase at Buffalo. It's 55% chance of precipitation. So I'm not overly concerned there yet.
I'm just trying to scare Justin. Don't worry.
Yeah, nice. I like that. I am not confident in my running backs. I'm ready for David Montgomery to come back. I like it. I mean, his floor is just great. McBride should be a great tight end. Be honest with you, I was a whole lot more excited about having McBride and putting him into my lineup coming this week. But now that Dobbs is gone, I'm going to have to be one more week until Kyler Murray comes back. So he's going to have 3 different quarterbacks in 3 weeks, and I don't know how 2 of them are going to throw to him. Makes me a little nervous. Waddle at KC. I'm a little concerned about that play because this is a Tyreek revenge game, and I don't know if Tua is going to just let him just go ham. I got New England in another defense, but I'm probably going to roll with New England. Usually I don't take myself. I didn't take myself last week. It didn't do me any good, so I'm taking myself this week.
Smart.
Sorry there, Lulu. All right, that was you. So we'll move over since you took mine. I say my matchup. We'll roll it on over to you versus last week's guest that predicted a championship and winning out and all sorts of kinds of things. Raising Pete's kids against old CD's nuts, Hunter. But y'all call him what?
Hunter. Hunter. Or Gunther if you have if you have some morals, he can be Gunther. But
yeah. So Hunter, Baker Mayfield at Houston. I don't really like it too much. Addison. Moving on to CD Lamb, just coming out of a bye. He could have a good game. James Cook. I don't know, man. They just got Leonard Fournette. I'd be very, good
they
luck.
call him playoff Lenny, not week 9 Lenny.
Right. Alvin Kamara is going to do well. Mark Andrews is going to do Mark Andrews things. Garrett Wilson has come on in the second half of the season, even with the other Wilson. He's getting a lot of targets and doing something with it. So formidable, but you got some really big holes, or at least a really big hole. I don't know that Addison's going to do anything for you. On the other side, Tua, this should be a really good game. I expected Tua to have a down game against New England, but I think this is going to be a pretty good one here. Pittman doing well. I think having Downs on the other side of the field is doing really good for him. DK was better than I thought he was going to be last week. But against Baltimore, I don't be knowing. Barkley, Pollard. When's Pollard going to come on?
Hoping this week, man.
Hoping this week. K-Don taking a little shot in the dark there. Finally putting Palmer in, and New Orleans against Chicago. I'm taking you this week. I think Hunter is not going to have enough, and you take him down.
Yeah, projected underdog. I'm surprised myself. Truth be told, I got up for last weekend. I feel like a letdown's coming. Hunter with a bye for Jared Goff. I don't think that stings as much as having Gibbs and Laporta out on my side. Shout out to Laporta. Dart throw, like you mentioned. I figure if Baker does somehow go off, maybe Otten will get a little bit. But yeah, if his team plays like they're trending, Addison and CD looking really good, Kamara looking really good, Andrews looking really good, Wilson looking really good. I mean, you get in the 20s with each one of those guys and you're already at 100. So that's not even counting your quarterback. So, and I'm only projected 110. I'm going letdown. I'm going Hunter takes it in a barely 100 versus 100 matchup. Let's say that. I think our projections might even be a little high, but I think he's got me.
Well, I think Kate Otten is a good pick for you this week. Good dart throw. Houston is ninth ranked worst against tight ends. Now you can take that information with what you will, because Michael Mayer, who was on my team last week, got a big old 0, and he was up against the second worst team against tight ends. So,
no, he got some points.
Did he?
Yeah, it was garbage time. You already went to bed, I think.
Oh, yeah, I was long gone after that. All right, on to our last matchup.
Billy versus A Girl. Christy coming off the sizzling upset, slamming Sammy Howell, putting up almost a 50 burger. At New England, he's not going to do that again. I think Devonta will have a good game. Amari Cooper moving up the rankings. Jacobs, Giants good. Jerome Ford, Arizona. His projections are a little high. Even if he's healthy, I don't think he's getting 15. Like Dalton Schultz. And then the old Rashad White. So decent lineup, going heavy in Atlanta, kicker and defense. Old Butt Hurts got CJ Stroud, Olave, Nico. Ooh, I do like the Houston stack there. Mm-hmm. I think that could be lucrative. Pacheco and Stevenson. I like Pacheco. I haven't liked Stevenson, but he's been looking pretty good, running the ball hard. Hockenson, what's he going to do without Kirk? And then Scary Terry. So 109, 106. See this being pretty close. Checking out some benches. I don't think they have too many better options there. Screw it. I'll go Christy.
Going Christy. Going with the Yahoo pick. Speaking of the Houston stack, Christy also has Schultz in her tight end position. So a way to go there, Christy. I like Devonta Smith, Amari Cooper, Jacobs against the Giants. There are some pieces on Christy's team that I do like. Unfortunately, that last week, I just don't see it going into this week. The CJ Stroud, Nico Collins pick, I like it. I think Olave is going to do really well this week. Derek Carr's had 2 or 3 games in a row where he threw for 300 yards. I like Pacheco against Miami. Ramondre, not a huge fan, but I don't think that's going to be a high scoring game. I don't think Howell's going to do anything close to what he did last week. Hawkinson's probably going to see more dump offs, stuff to get the quarterback out of trouble, more so than Addison. So I don't think Hawkinson's going to have a terrible game, but I see him being, catching some passes, maybe, something like 6-7 passes for 40-50 yards, something small,
But those 10 points targets in 25-yard games, but
right. Terry McLaurin, Sam Howell on the other side. Again, they're playing New England. I did like what Hunter said last week, that Belichick is really good at taking away their best weapon. Is that going to be McLaurin, or is it going to be Jahan Dotson, who has come on last week? Billy, you need to pick up another defense, brother. I don't think Kansas City against Miami is going to get it done. There's somebody else you can pick, I'm sure. If you want me to drop one of mine, I can. But I don't think Kansas City is going to do it. Now, because I just said that, they may score 30 points. And if they do, you're welcome, because I just gave that to you for putting that out in there into the ether. But I'm taking old Bill Perryman in this one.
Billy doesn't wake up before noon, so that 9:30 game could burn him. I could see a defense pick up and then leave on the bench, and then he'll be up for the KC game. I'm sure he will.
Oh yeah,
Shoot, he might not have been to bed yet, but he'll be there.
All right, so that's gonna bring us to our end of our Pick'ems episode. Any closing thoughts, Commissioner? I was about to call you Commissioner Gordon, Commissioner Dadshaw.
Nice. No, again, projections down this week. I think we have a lot of teams on a bye. I know my team is really strapped. I've seen a few other teams. I don't know if we have maybe 6 teams on a bye this week again, like we did a couple weeks ago, where it was just everybody was knocked out. So These are the weeks that show what you're made of, right? You pull those dart throws, you throw the guys in that have been on your bench that maybe you drafted but never played. This is your time to shine. So hopefully that works out for you. If not, I'm sure I'll be here to make fun of you next week when you're in the sad loser group.
Sad loser group. I have a couple of questions before we end today's episode just to get your thoughts. And you have no idea what these questions are. I just want to know what you think.
Sure.
Okay. Christie or Lumen, who ends the season with the most wins?
My initial result, my gut reaction was Christie hands down, right? Without any analysis. Well, then I got soft on Lumen because, Lumen's my favorite.
Yep.
And he even texted me like, dude, you're kind of turning on me this year. I'm like, dude, your team sucks, bro. I'm just calling it. Yeah, I was a little against Lumen because I thought the Swift trade was lopsided. The last few weeks have turned me around. I wouldn't have won without Gibbs, I don't think, either week. I know I wouldn't have. So my success is I'm standing on Lumen's shoulders there. But yeah, it's just unfortunate luck up and down the lineup. Going early on Gibbs and Ridley just not being that guy that we thought he was going to be. And the injuries, yeah, I see Christie doing it. Plus, she's scrappy, right? She'll figure it out. She always does.
All right, let's expand on that really quick. So you say Christie has more wins. By the end of the year, rank these three teams 1, 2, 3.
All right.
Mike, Christie, Lumen.
Christie's leading that group for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Mike's team is bad. I think Mike's luck is bad.
Yes, agreed.
I agree. Yeah. So, but you remember last year, like Mike and Josh were at the bottom of the league the whole season, and then they got into the tournament, albeit the losers bracket, and they both did well, right? So,
yep, I hate them both because I was planning to win the losers bracket.
Yeah, I was planning not to come in last because I have both of them behind me, and here we are. But yeah, I think it goes Christie, Mike, and then Lumen.
Christie, Mike, Lumen, really? Yeah. Wow. Well, I'm rooting for all three of you guys, just not to do better than me.
That Christie, Mike thing is right there. But I think Christie gets it.
All right, last question I got, and then I'll let you go. Does bye week Josh make the big boy bracket?
No. I think he's out kicking his coverage right now. Very impressed with the stuff that's happened to him, being where he is now.
Out kicking coverage in life and in fantasy. Continue.
Yeah, I mean, sorry. Well, composure. I wasn't going there with it, but I'm not going to disagree. But anyway, now it's awkward.
You said it.
Yeah, I should have just shut up and laughed when you said it, and I'll judge you in quiet. But no, ranked 4 right now. Pulling out wins like their teeth. I just don't think he's going to hold up against who's behind him right now. I think Billy Perry's got a good team. He'll crawl in there somehow. Mm-hmm. Lisa's going to make it. I think her team's too good not to be in the top 6. And then who we sitting at 9?
Let's not go for the top 6. Nope, because I don't want to think about it. I just want to ask you those questions.
No, you're in there. You're in there, champ. Don't worry.
I didn't want it to be spoken.
Oh, I just jinxed you again. Here we go.
Yep, you did. All right, man. Thank you for your time, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we will see you next week.
Love you guys. Peace.
Peace. Okay. 40 minutes. Will this tell me how much time we got? No, it doesn't give me a timer until it's the last 10 minutes. Okay. All right. You ready?
Let's do it.
So wait a second. Last thing before we start. So are you a Detroit fan or a Cleveland fan?
Ooh, God. I have to pick one? I mean, the answer is yes, right? But
we might put that at the end and just come back with a quick yes, because I kind of like that.
All right.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Get that out. The answer is yes.